According to some NHL players, Connor McDavid is not the best player in the league right now.
What?
Based on a recent article by The Athletic where they polled almost 200 NHL players, the players were asked questions like, who's the best player? Who's the most overrated player? Who's the player you'd most like to punch? Ow! We'll take a look at these and other questions and reveal answers that are sure to surprise you. Most overrated NHL player. Trevor Zegras took the prize for the most overrated NHL player. Some NHLers have doubts about him. One said he's the lacrosse-style goal king, was on the cover of EA Sports NHL 2023, and is popular with the kids. But can he lead a team to the playoffs? Another said, a lot of hype around him in terms of some cool goals. I feel like that doesn't translate to an everyday NHL player. Darnell Nurse took second most overrated player, being singled out for his huge contract. One NHL player saying, he's a hell of a player, I just think he makes the same as Makar, and that's kind of crazy. Who do you think's the most overrated NHL player? Best NHL Jersey. The original 6 teams took the highest votes here, with the Chicago Blackhawks jersey in the #1 spot, followed by the Detroit Red Wings, New York Rangers, Toronto Maple Leafs, Montreal Canadiens, and the Boston Bruins. One NHL player who voted said, to me it was always between the Red Wings and the Blackhawks. I think Chicago's got the best. Outside of the original 6, the Seattle Kraken jersey came in at number 7. Who do you think has the best NHL jersey? Best NHL goalie. Andrei Vasilevsky of the Tampa Bay Lightning was the overall #1 vote getter in the poll. NHL players see him as the Mount Rushmore goalie they don't want to face. One NHL player said, I have never seen a guy that big, be that athletic, and that competitive. The Winnipeg Jets' Connor Hellebuck took the 2nd spot, with Thatcher Demko and Sorokin tying for 3rd. Thoughts on this one? The NHL player you'd most like to punch. The first couple that popped in my mind were Corey Perry and Brad Marchand. However, the Florida Panthers' Nick Cousins took the unanimous #1 vote with NHL players. One player said, played against him a long time, always hated the guy. Another said, I'm buddies with him and I'd still say him. Marchand took the #2 spot, with one player saying, Marchand's always a good player you'd want to punch. What are your thoughts on this one? Best and worst NHL ref. The NHL players polled prefer refs who are approachable and communicate well. Wes McCauley was the top vote getter in this category. One player said, he'll talk to you if you get a penalty and tell you what you did wrong. Some NHL players also like his on-ice flair, with players saying he's kind of funny, he seems to have fun, I like the theatrics.
Both guys, 5 each for fighting.
Justin St. Pierre won the most votes for the worst NHL ref. The Athletic article mentioned they support the refs and didn't want to give players the space to take pot shots. He's no longer in the league. What are your choices for the best and worst refs in the NHL? Best NHL player. Yes, Connor McDavid is on top here with almost 70% of the NHL polled player vote. He's the obvious choice, right? What can't he do? We just witnessed this in the 2024 NHL All-Star Weekend. But what about the other 30% who did not vote McDavid #1? One NHLer's best player vote was cast for Sid Crosby, saying, if there's one game and everything was on the line, I'm going with Sid every time. The #2 best NHL player spot went to Nathan MacKinnon, who got almost 30 votes among NHL players. These players think he's the best player in the NHL right now. For those who chose MacKinnon, they said his competitiveness, explosiveness, and winning were his standout traits. One player said, he just brings all his teammates into the fight every night. He's the most competitive star, and obviously he's a winner. Another said, he's just a horse. There's not much you can do when he's got the puck. The one big thing that's lacking with McDavid is winning the Stanley Cup. Will this be his year? Interested to hear your thoughts on who the best player is in the NHL. If you'd like to check out the Athletic full article with more details, questions, and answers, I have a link in the description below. Please check out these other Bear League Hockey Guy vids and like and subscribe so you don't miss out on quality hockey content. Stay junky, my friends.